Welcome back to Taste Reviews Drink Edition. I'm your host, Derek Silver, and we're back for another tasting and review. This is episode 3. Today we have a new one. This is Sagamore Spirit Rye Whiskey, American whiskey. It's a local one to me. It's from a distillery in Baltimore, Maryland. So I'm excited to try this, and we'll get right into it with the description and get ready for the tasting. Sagamore Spirit American Rye Whiskey. Let's get right to the description. And I'm going to read what's from the back of the bottle first, and then we'll move on to their website. So it says Sagamore Spirit Rye Whiskey is a blend of two straight rye mash bills, aged 4 to 6 years in high char American oak barrels. The first is a high rye, which adds notes of cinnamon and clove, and the second, a low rye, contributes notes of caramel, honey, and citrus peel. The final spirit is proofed with limestone filtered water from our spring house built in 1909 and represents our team's thoughtful approach to crafting a classic Maryland style rye whiskey. So, moving along to their website, I'll read this little bit for you. It says, our American rye whiskeys have earned more than 200 awards internationally, including World's Best Rye Whiskey in 2019 at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Each one of our products is proofed with pure limestone filtered water from our spring house built in 1909. Is why each bottle bears a special 1909 marker. Our core offerings, signature rye whiskey, which we have today, cash strength rye whiskey, and double oak rye whiskey are distributed globally. We launched our first Maryland distilled bottle in Bond Straight Rye Whiskey in November 2021. So let me read a little bit more about this particular bottle that we have right here. So it says, along with what I already read from the back of this bottle, the tasting notes, it says palate, tasting notes, palate. Traditional Maryland style rye whiskey, candied, dried orange peel with notes of clove and nutmeg, lingering hints of walnut and brown sugar to finish. The proof is 83 and the alcohol volume is 41.5%. And of course, like it already says, is aged 4 to 6 years. So let me give some just basic facts about American rye whiskey, and this is just coming from Wikipedia. It says rye whiskey can refer to two different but related types of whiskey. American rye whiskey, which is similar to bourbon whiskey, but must be distilled from at least 51% rye grain. The other is Canadian whiskey, which is often referred to as and often labeled as rye whiskey for historical reasons, although it may or may not actually include rye grain in its production process. In the United States, rye whiskey, by law, made from a mash of at least 51% rye. The other ingredients in the mash are usually corn and malted barley. And just a little history for you. Rye whiskey was historically prevalent whiskey in the northeastern states, especially Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland. So that's something that I didn't know. I always thought that American whiskey only came from Kentucky or Tennessee. So you learn something new every day. So just moving along to this particular bottle. It's a nice bottle, shaped very differently. Um, It looks very nice. It has a nice label to it. Um, I like the fact that it has the description on the back of it for the whiskey, and it's just a nice looking bottle. Has the Um, Sagamore on the side of it, where you can feel it on both sides. Has the 1909 on the front of it and the back of it. It's a nice looking color in the bottle. The bottle complements the color. It even has details on the bottom of it as well. So yeah, it's a nice bottle. $40 for this one. So it's pretty good. $40 for this particular whiskey right here. So I'm excited to try it, and that's what we about to get into, the tasting. Now we've come to the best part, the tasting. So, like I've had the last two episodes, I had my two tumblers on the outside and I have my nosing glass in the middle. So we're going to start with the nosing glass. Just one thing though, even when I took the top off of it, took the cork out of it, you can already smell the whiskey. You can already smell it. It has a very strong smell. So with the nosing glass, you have to remember not to put your nose too close to the nosing glass. So let me start by smelling it. Smells very good. Definitely has a sweet smell to it. Um, Going back to the website, and I definitely can smell the clove. I can smell the nutmeg. Let me see if I guess the sweetness that I'm smelling is the orange peel. And this is just coming from smelling it. It smells very good. It's a strong smell. I don't have to put my nose very close to it to smell it, but it smells very good. So let me taste it. Has a good taste to it. I can definitely taste the clove and the nutmeg. I definitely taste a citrus taste to it. I can't necessarily say I taste orange, but it's definitely a citrus taste. So I definitely taste that. You know how the orange peel tastes a little different than the actual orange. So yeah, I definitely taste the citrus in it. I taste the clove. Um, the body of it is oily, thin. Um, the taste, I would say, is fruity. Um, it's not grainy, which is a good thing. Those are always a concern for me when I've had rye whiskeys. I don't taste the grain. It's not grainy. Um, the finish of it is medium long, medium long. So at first, the when you first taste it, it hits you. That I guess that's coming from the citrus, the orange peel. But once you swallow it and it goes down, it's medium long. It doesn't last long. It the finish of it is much more pleasant than the actual first taste of it. So, like it says, candied dried orange peel with notes of clove and nutmeg. So I definitely um, taste that. Uh, the finish of it, they said lingering hints of walnut and brown sugar. I can definitely feel the brown sugar. Um, that's kind of what makes the finish medium long. It's not as harsh when you first taste that citrus. So let me try it with the ice. Stir it around, make sure it's nice and cold. And once again, as with any glass of whiskey with ice, The smell isn't that strong. Let me taste it. Oh, first, I forgot. Let me take a sip of water. I was going to forget again. All right, take that sip of water. Now we on to the tumbler with ice. With the ice in it being colder, it's much more smoother. The initial taste is much smoother, which makes the finish even more smoother. It's definitely not as citrusy with the ice, with it being cold. I just put the ice in, so it hasn't melted yet. Um, it, you can't taste all of the you can't taste the clove or the nutmeg um, like you can in the nosing glass without the ice. Um, the orange peel is not as strong, but it's definitely still sweet and it's smoother with it being colder. So let's move on to the next tumbler. And with this tumbler, I add a splash of water to it. And with the water, it anodizes the whiskey. So it's like salt or sugar to any type of food that you add salt or sugar to. So let me turn it, stir it over. With the splash of water is not as strong as with the nosing glass, but you can definitely smell everything as opposed to with the ice in it. Let me take a sip. It's definitely smoother with the water, but I can still, um, on the initial taste, I can definitely still taste the citrus. But with the water, I don't taste the clove and nutmeg as much. I actually taste the nutmeg more than the clove. Um, I taste the brown sugar more with the water. Um, and the finish is still medium long with the splash of water to it. So let me take another sip. Yeah, with the water is good. Definitely can taste everything. Some things more heightened than others, like the citrus is more heightened. The clove and nutmeg is not as heightened, but I can definitely taste the nutmeg with the finish. I can definitely taste the brown sugar still. I haven't tasted the walnut yet. Um, and I just ate some walnuts yesterday, so I'm trying to see if I taste the walnuts. Let me take one more sip. I may can taste it. I guess just based off of the body of it, the oiliness. That's where the hints of the walnut can come from. But yeah, it's a good whiskey. Now let's move on to the review. Now to review Sagamore Spirit American Rye Whiskey. So, like I said, it has a good price point, $40. Um, The bottle is nice. I love the bottle. The bottle is real nice. All the details in it on the sides, the bottom of it, just the detail of the shape of the bottle. I love the bottle. I love the label of it. I love that it has the description on the back of it. Um, I love it's just very detailed overall. Everything about it is detailed. They have everything on here that lets you know about this whiskey, this American rye whiskey. So, the review of the tasting of the whiskey. Out of 5 tastes, I give this one a 4 out of 5 tastes. 4 out of 5 tastes for Sagamore Spirit American Rye Whiskey. Once again, they have their distillery up in Baltimore. They have events up there all the time. You can check out their website. It will be in the description. They have tours at their distillery. So it's a good one. It's a good one. I definitely recommend Sagamore Spirit American Rye Whiskey. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you like, share, and follow me on YouTube. Uh, all the information is down in the description. I appreciate you for tuning in again on episode 3 of Taste Reviews Drink Edition. I'm your host, Derek Silver, and I'll see you next time. Drink responsibly.